People, it is time to wake up. The new Last Month I Watched is dropping now. Hello viewers, welcome back to Media 13. My name is Jordan and you're watching everyone's favourite Letterboxd Log Show. That's right, it's Last Month I Watched. You know how this works by now. I like to watch films and last month I watched some of them. So this is the show where we take you through film by film. Last month was a very quiet month and I'm disappointed to say that this one did not do too much better. However, there's quite a few first watches here, so I can actually talk a bit more about them. So without further ado, just before we get into this, if you do end up enjoying the video, feel free to leave a like, it helps the channel out greatly. So on the 2nd of this month, I watched Volume 2 of Stranger Things. It isn't on Letterboxd, but I did watch it, so I am going to include it here because I've actually remembered about it. I am not going to talk on this one though, because I do have a video that you can go and watch, so I will leave that in the description, and there may be a card here as well, if I remember to put it in. Moving on to the 8th though, I watched Thor Love and Thunder, which is the only Marvel movie that I have seen once and have decided that that's probably enough for me. I gave it a 3-star upon first watching it. If you've seen my review that's on the channel, you'll know that it's definitely not a 3-star anymore in my eyes. Every time that I think more about this movie, I tend to dislike it more and more. Yeah, I just feel like it's one that I'm probably never going to revisit. Yet here I am, still planning on purchasing the Steelbook when it releases so I can set it with the rest of them. Aren't I a fucking idiot? On to the 11th of July, I watched Lake Mungo, which is in my opinion one of the most underrated movies I've ever seen. If you have not seen this movie, I want to say very little on it because it helps so much knowing nothing about it. I gave this one a 4.5 stars. I think this movie is absolutely phenomenal. It really blends this line of is this real, is this fake. It's just such a well-made movie and I absolutely adore it. If you do ever get the chance to watch it, take that chance because you won't regret it. That's right, it gets the Media 13 stamp of approval. Now on the 12th, I got COVID, and so this was me thinking, yes, it's time for me to crack on. I'll get so many films watched. So on the 12th, I started off by watching Shin Godzilla. I literally bought this off of Amazon the day before after seeing a screenshot of the Godzilla design and falling in love instantly. And no, not the final design, I'm talking about the one that has the googly eyes. And you know what? I really fucking like this movie. Is it perfect? Absolutely not. Is it completely batshit insane? Yes. I loved the way this movie was put together. I thought it was goofy, I thought it was campy, I thought it was everything that I want a monster movie to be. It didn't take itself too seriously at any points. And that helps it so much. But yeah, another 4.5 star film. I would give it the Media 13 stamp of approval. I'm scared I'm going to unfocus the camera. On the 13th, I binge watched the Miss Marvel show, and I have given it 5 stars here. Again, I won't say much on it here because I did post a video just a few days ago, last week to be exact, and you can go and check that out if you're at all interested in watching it. Also on the 13th, I watched X. Now, X was a film that I really wanted to see in cinemas, but couldn't for some reason. And you know what? Despite it being really fucking disturbing, and despite me not quite knowing what I watched, I really liked X. I think the only crime it commits is not having enough Jenna Ortega, because let's be real, if you have Jenna Ortega in your movie, she better be, like, the forefront. Because my god, that girl can act. Another 4.5 star movie. This has been a really good month so far, if we ignore Thor Love and Thunder and Stranger Things Season 4. There's absolutely no way this could be ruined. On to the 14th, I watched Ambulance, which is another 2022 film, because we've rattled off a few of these. I actually really enjoyed Ambulance. This feels very much like Michael Bay's Transformers movies, or at least the first 3, which I do really enjoy. But Ambulance was a lot of fun. It's breakneck action from start to finish. It knows exactly what it is. It plays to its strengths. We're getting a lot of that this month. 4 stars. I think the performances are great. I often really love Jake Gyllenhaal. There's a rare occasion where I don't like him, and in that, I'm meaning that because there hasn't been an occasion where I haven't liked him so far. But Yahya Abdul-Mateen's II's chemistry with Jake Gyllenhaal is honestly the highlight of this movie, if not for the sheer amount of practical effects which Bay has in abundance. Bay might be a bit of a shitty human being, but my god can he direct action set piece. But yes, Ambulance is another pass this month. It was always going to happen. We were always going to have that film that dipped expectations, and we got that on the 17th with Windfall. Last of the 2022 movies that I watched this month, Windfall is a movie starring Jason Segel, or Segal. I'm not quite sure how you pronounce it. It's the guy that's maybe going to be the Thing in the Marvel movies. That's kind of cool. I didn't care much for this movie. I thought the acting was fine. I thought Lily Collins was great. I love Lily Collins. I haven't seen much that she acts in, but I love her. I just think that it was kind of uneventful. The events of the film didn't really, like come to anything. The ending didn't really feel like it was amassed throughout the film. It just sort of felt like a character piece that had no story whatsoever. And I love character pieces, but I do think that they do need to have story to an extent. And Windfall did just miss the mark for me, and I gave it a 2-star. On the 20th, while I may not have watched the film, I decided that I want to cosplay Rick Flag. So because of that, on the 21st I got into the mood by watching The Suicide Squad, which still stands as one of the best comic book movies I've ever seen. James Gunn is a genius. It's still a 5-star movie. The video is still on my channel if you want to go way back and watch that. I say way back in terms of the fact that my content was kind of different. A Few Words On was still a thing, God rest its soul. And yeah, so moving on to the final film of the month. On the 23rd, we watched what is one of my favourite movies. It's a controversial one because this movie is seen by a lot of people to be pretty shit. But I absolutely love Free Guy, and that's why on the 23rd I rimmed it off the month by watching that. I just think this movie is electric. I love Ryan Reynolds in this role, and there is absolutely nothing that I wouldn't do for Jodie Comer. Honestly, we've verged into simp territory quite a few times in this video, but this time I fucking mean it. Jodie Comer, I adore you, even more than Florence Pugh. You know this woman right here, the one that I bought a fucking display of for £40? Yeah. Fuck off, I want Jodie. Free Guy is a fantastic film. I love it. I think it's great. A lot of people like to criticise the fact that there is Marvel references and there are Star Wars references. All I'm going to say is if you're shocked that a Disney-owned movie has Disney references in it, fuck off. Honestly, Free Guy is one of those movies that I love it so much because you can tell so much about a person by the way they word their criticisms of this movie. But anyway, that is everything I watched this month. I want to know what you've been watching though. Feel free to get down in the comments and let me know what you've seen as well as what's been your favourite. Like I said at the start of the video, if you enjoyed it, feel free to leave a like. It does let me know I'm doing something great with the content. You can also share this video on the likes of Twitter, Instagram and Facebook if people still use that. I know I do for sharing links. It does help the channel get seen a lot more. And if you don't want to miss out on future videos like last month I watched and other content that's coming your way real soon, then you can hit the subscribe button. But anyway people, that is everything from me. My name has been Jordan. I hope you're all having a fantastic day and I'll see you all in the next one.